Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Wednesday the 20th of January. So let's have a look on this, what's going on here this morning. I'm going to start off with Newswise, of course. We should be looking at that firstly. The Bank of Canada meeting today, and this afternoon we'll see their policy report and statement coming out at 3 p.m. There is also a press conference at 4, so we could see some volatility on the Canadian dollar around those points. 3 o'clock if it's anything immediate, which is unlikely, but there are some still thinking the 7% chance of a rate cut, but they're quite unlikely to do that, methinks. And then at 4 o'clock to see what the governor has to say, and that may give us sort of more forward guidance, but that may create some volatility. So 3 p.m, 4 p.m. This afternoon, 5 p.m, we've got President Biden, I should imagine, being inaugurated around about that time, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock time. I think 4 o'clock is the kick-off. Hopefully it doesn't kick off. So there we go, that's it in news terms. So what else have we got kicking around here? Talking of kicking, and as I look at the market this morning, I will start looking at dollar index. The dollar is the weakest on the block at the moment. We can see the dollar index selling it off here. On its futures, it's beyond its 21 and 8 area, support area. It's broken through that on the futures. When you look at the other side of the coin, and effectively the euro, which is a large percentage of that dollar index, and well, we've got it's finding a bit of a bounce. It's not into that resistance at the moment, but it too could follow suit and just break through easily. We'll see how things shape up today. Let's look at the rest of this euro in the shorter time frame and what it's been doing. Well, we've broken the trend line that was sitting across the last week and a half. We've put an extra an extra high low in there, just about. We have, it's subtle, but it's there. There's probably a couple of little ones in between, but it's pushed up in that way. Any sort of sell off this morning, I would look at a break maybe of the trend line. Be careful though, it may just pitch and then bounce back up again, but we have got below the daily pivot, but we're moving above both the monthly and weekly pivot. It's put a bullish bias on the euro from that perspective, and above of course the daily there. So all three, it's got a more of a bullish bias, and as I say, it's broken the trend. Higher lows above its 50 now. Well, it could just push on from here. We'll see. Retracements for wouldn't be needed to get long on it, maybe, or some consolidation and then the push off. Looking at the pound put also similar pivot swing in there on the dailies. There, it's pushing up beyond that. It's a solid old move up here on the 4-hourly, and you come up to the hourlies. There's just a series of very small lows in there, so it's doing a similar thing here. It's stretching itself. It once again, any sort of proper sell-off may see it coming back to its daily pivot, but again above the weekly and the daily pivot at the moment, and I say already, but well above its monthly pivot there as well. This is the way it's running at the moment. It may be favoured to go in and back to test those previous highs out yet again at around about 137. Okay, that's the pound. The yen. So the yen looking consolidating its place, I guess, against the dollar here. It's looking against other pairings. It's the second weakest on the block, effectively, after the dollar. So it's really showing some of that safety money being unravelled and going elsewhere, I should think. And well, it's still, as I say, against the dollar here, it's doing okay. That's the main thing if you're trading the dollar, but it may give us opportunities to look at some of the places where it's as one of the weakest currencies. It may give us some opportunities. I'll come on to that in a moment, but for now, the as I say, Aussie, the pound, the dollar yen is rolling its way over here. Lower highs confirmed amongst that, and well, it's already caught the daily pivot there, heading off at the moment down to its S1 and this area of support at around the 103.60 area. That's the yen. Aussie dollar. Looking at this on a daily basis, then regaining some of its move here already, a bit more solid. Again, one of the most solid, if not actually, it is the strongest of all the currencies at the moment relative to the other pairings. Solid movement here, higher low confirmed on the 4-hourly, and really getting a wiggle on at this stage. So we've seen some moves on this 60-minute pushing up quite strongly, heading up at the moment towards its R2 area, but it may just soften, slow up as it comes into our European session, but we'll see. The dollar weakness may give it the kick it needs more than anything else. Canadian dollar, again, it's this support resistance level trend line has certainly held it back, and it's still riding below that at this stage, and looking relatively strong into what the news may benefit it some more. We'll see. Obviously, I say obviously, but too strong a Canadian dollar doesn't do them any good with their the US trade, etc. So it will be interesting to see what's said, but it is getting back down towards that 126.27 area. Right, that's the Canadian dollar. Looking then a couple of cross pairs, the strongest against the weakest, the Aussie yen. Let's just have a look at that. And well, it's not showing me too much more than what the Aussie dollar is really, but it's just on the cusp of breaking and give us a higher low here on the 4-hourlies. We'll see that close in a moment. If we see a continuation of that, well, it has some potential. Just looks like it's just slowing at this stage. As I said with the Aussie, sometimes it will just consolidate early morning, and we may see this running into a consolidation pattern with a break later in the day. Right, okay, that's pretty much it on the currency side of things. Let's have a look at the S&Ps. S&Ps, well, choppy old mess on the 60 minutes. Just come out on the dailies there though, and you can see how solid it is. A lot of traders are putting it, the markets are putting it down to the Janet Yellen effect, and expected to be there sitting on the sidelines. So this is the Yellen effect, arguably, on the equity markets, and looking good for them at the moment. We could, with the inauguration and a potential riots or anything like that might come up, it may just slow this market down a little bit. We'll see. But this afternoon there may be traders concerned of the knock-on effects of anything like that. But in the main, I think it's going to carry on in its trend there. Looking around then at oil very briefly. So oil has continued its upside for now. Let's come out a little bit here. So it sold off, pushing up strongly again yesterday, and well, continued, as I say, continued that upside. It really got a kicker off in the afternoon there, pushed up. I'm wary of the sort of levels this is getting to. As I said yesterday, it could be short-lived, but for now, the rally returns, and I'm certainly not selling against it. Okay, that's that. And finally, gold here. So finally, gold once again finding a bit of favour this morning. You can see yesterday it just managed to hold in. It wasn't divergence at these lows, but it certainly was a grinding out of a bit of a near-term bottom then. Yesterday it didn't really move too much. It certainly pushed up well this morning. As I said, already probably worked out that wedge to the downside. Well, we're seeing some more upside potential, and well, if we see a weak dollar, we generally see a stronger gold and oil anyway, I suppose. So this is only to be expected that it will benefit from this. However, be careful on the gold. Right, okay, that's pretty much it. Oh, if you can't see it, Bitcoin's just consolidating on dailies at the moment, and I think it's a good thing that it's consolidating. For those that are looking at a bigger time, you don't want it just to, I suppose some people do want it just to push and push, but consolidation phase is much better than a major sell-off, and it had quite a big sell-off the other week. It's just consolidating. Consolidation's good for particularly around where it's sitting on the highs there for further continuation. That's it for me. I wish you a great day trading, and I will be back tomorrow morning. Bye for now.